What's up, guys? So, welcome back to another live video. I just wanted to come on here real quick and say that these posts and comments I am finding very positive. I am shocked. Um, so, hopefully, uh, these people can understand and, don't get upset at me for sharing this. Um, because I'm not going to say their name. I'm just going to read the comments. So one person shares this photo writing, Corey is like a bad cold and she keeps coming back. I have to agree with that. And then I'm just going to read part of a comment that I find actually positive too. I found it. So I'm torn because I feel really bad for Austin because he is in all this trouble because he was defending Corey, not knowing that she was lying to everyone about being bullied, and she said nothing to stop him, saying that he was getting deeper and deeper in trouble, and she still said nothing. It's hard finding out someone uh, is not who you think they are. Um, I have to agree. You know, um, with that, and also the whole thing is just a very sad situation. Austin got carried away with his version of defending someone and is in a lot of trouble. And his friend Corey sat by and watched it all unfold without saying a word. And again, what I just want to reiterate on that is, look, I at this point in time, I'm done with Corey. I'm absolutely fed up with her behavior. I'm still going to be, a part of my center. I'm still going to be, a part of, the Democratic, of, you know, Carlsbad. I'm still going to support all the Democrats running for Carlsbad, except for Kevin Sabelico, obviously. But as far as I'm concerned, I think Corey and everybody actually, I think Corey is should just be done with politics. I'm not ever going to stop being done with politics. That's just a part of who I am now. For years on end, that's just been a part of me for a while now. And it really all it is with what she did on Saturday. Quite honestly, I am still deeply hurt by that. I'm not gonna ever forget that. And until she apologizes for her actions, I am not gonna. I'm not gonna sit here and defend her anymore. Um, so it sucks that yeah, I'm believing these people now because it's not. I don't think I'm ever gonna like these people. I might not ever be friends with these people in the future. I might never like these people in the future. But right now, in the moment, with these comments that I'm reading, these posts, I have to agree with it. I'm sorry, but you know what? Like, hey, it is what it is, right? It is what it is at this point in time, and I did my part, right? I did nothing but try to defend her, right? I did nothing but try to defend Corey Schumacher online, right? I did nothing but try and say nice things about her, right? Whatever. I don't know. I don't know if it's. I don't know. But what really hurts is that her discussing behavior on Saturday, after the group picture. And all I was doing was just going up there asking her, how have you been? It's been a few years. What have you been up to? How's life? Um, and she decided to just straight up reject me. Just go to me. And again, I find that to be extremely unprofessional because what she is doing overly unprofessional in my opinion, and she needs to be held accountable to the full extent. She has no right to say or do whatever she thinks is right. And she is somebody that I can no longer trust. She is somebody that I thought was a good person, somebody who I thought was a good friend. Does that make me not a supporter of the LGBTQ community anymore? No, no. It's that's not the part of her that I hate. at all whatsoever. The part of her that I hate is her behavior towards me, right? And I hate to say this as well, but look, she is what I am when I'm rewatching Jodi Arias's, you know, watching videos about her, right, on here, and I'm watching videos after video after video after video, like cellmates of Jodi Arias's and stuff like that, you know, befriending Jodi Arias, while they were her cellmates. And then after they left prison, that prison in Arizona, and they still was friends. And then being, going and being like at the Jodi Arias's like court hearings and whatnot, and like finding out that she's a complete scumbag and whatnot, that she really is this murderer, right? And so after and hearing them talk about how, Corey Schumacher, or not Corey Schumacher, how they talk about Jodi Arias is someone who, hey, look, they're going to use you, they're going to manipulate you, they're going to use you, and then next thing you know, they throw you away. That's what Corey Schumacher does, and I've come to quickly realize that. Basically, soon after I got home, after Saturday's event, and so I still going to go to the Teresa Costa campaign kickoff event the next day on Sunday, the other day? Yes, I was. Absolutely, 100%. I still support Priya. I still support Teresa. And, seeing Tara Lawson Reamer at a city council meeting, Carlsbad city council meeting recently, talking about what she's doing for San Diego and all North County, whatever. I can already tell that she's already a cool person, a really good person. So that's why I'm supporting her. Okay. But one thing that I would like to mention is that, because look, what did I do on Sunday? What did I do? I completely made sure to ignore Corey Schumacher. I made sure to just ignore her. I made sure not to engage in conversation with her, and with my videos, I made sure to not have her on video. I made sure not have her name be mentioned on video. And I'm glad that she was never a speaker, to be honest, and rightfully so at this point in time. Because Corey Schumacher, again, I know now I'm saying her name because I feel the need to just let it off my chest to you guys. And I know that these individuals are going to, you know, uh, talk about it as well on their pages. I am 100% completely fine with that. But one thing I want to say is, look, I am so sickened in the way that Cora Schumacher has been treating me personally. And quite frankly, there's so many of us that I feel like she has betrayed. And while I'm in this weird, weird state of, you know, I don't know how to put it, but this weird, like, situation that I'm in, I cannot talk about. But I really am so sickened by Corey Schumacher's behavior as of Saturday evening that I am just going to cut all ties with her completely until she can turn her behavior around. Because, it saddens me that it really took that much time to really get to know the real her. And somebody that I've known for a very long time, and it took that much time to really reflect, right? And when she left on city council, now I see why there was a recall movement against her. I love my center. Please don't hate me on this. I'm just mentioning, look, this is, I actually now see it, because there's no need to have somebody like that on our city council, somebody who's going to treat you like garbage, basically. Somebody who's going to just, you know, pretend like they care about you. And that, I really wish that Corey Schumacher would have just said, hey, look, if I'm still talked about online by these people, do not whatsoever, you know, talk about it. Don't try to defend me, right? let me fight my own battle, right? And I really wish that Corey Schumacher would have just said something to that effect a long time ago, or just not tell us about these people at all. Because what she did, what her for her telling us about all these people, it made me go online, look them up, make videos, what have you, right? Try to defend her, whatnot. And it's now turning me into this type of person that people want to hate. And I hate that. I hate that. This year alone, I'm just going to say this real quick here. And I really, first of all, I really appreciate the comments, and the posts about me right now on this one particular page, and these posts about, I have to say it, but Corey, I have to agree, you know, um, I don't want to, but I have to agree because the way Corey Schumacher treated me with such utter disrespect on Saturday afternoon. So the way that she treated me on Saturday really just made me realize that she is just not somebody that you want to trust, right? And so, I it made me, I don't know. There's so many things about Corey Schumacher, and again, there's, like I said, I don't think I'm ever going to be friends with these people. I don't think I'm ever going to like these people, you know, but at least for right now, with the way that I'm feeling deep down inside right now, I feel very hurt. I feel very betrayed by Corey Schumacher. I feel hurt, betrayed to the extreme. This whole year, since January, quite honestly, since being illegally fired by Shannon Gonzalez, quite honestly, has been the most bizarre year of my life. And I'm not putting that any way lightly. I'm making that clear as day that this whole year so far, and it's just September, right? It's the beginning of September, and it's snowballing into weird things happening to me in my life that never thought would ever happen to me. And I'm not saying that because it's exciting, because it's not whatsoever. And when you see somebody that you haven't seen in a long time and they show up to an event, of course, what is the first thing you're going to do, right? You are going to go up to them and say hi. And so what did I do? I went and said hi, right? I tried to say hi, and the first thing was, oh, not right now. That's basically what she said. So the first time I said, I was trying to say hi to her, she said, not right now. She was like, not right now, with that look on her face and that emotion, right? And then later on, so like after the huge group photo, because there was like a whole bunch of us that showed up to support Tara Lawson Reamer. And so basically, like afterwards, before my friend and I, that was my ride, before we got back in her car, and she had to be somewhere. So we couldn't stay much longer after the event was over, say hi to the people and stuff like that. But I wanted to just say hi to her again, see if she would say hi back, and we could have like a small conversation about things are going. And nope, she was just like, with that like very like mean look in her face that she has. And so again with this comment from earlier today, so I'm going to read part of it again. So please, don't get mad at me for reading that part of it, because it is, I'm not mentioning the person's name, and it's, I just want to read a little bit of it real quick here again, saying this person says, I'm torn because I feel really bad for Austin because he's in all this trouble because he was defending Corey, not knowing that she was lying about everybody. Um, lying, uh, lying to everyone. Corey, not knowing that she was. So I'm going to reread it a little bit here. Sorry. So this person writes, I'm torn because I feel really bad for Austin because he's in all this trouble because he was defending Corey, not knowing that she was lying to everyone about being bullied, and she said nothing to stop him. Seeing that he was getting deeper and deeper in trouble, and she still said nothing. It's hard finding. It's just all in all, this whole comment. There's one part that I cannot mention that I don't agree with, but the rest of the comment I do agree with, because I'm just so hurt by Corey. Um, and I am just so hurt, to be honest. And then with the post of sharing that picture, writing Corey is like a black hole. She just keeps coming back. I have to agree with that statement. It's true. Um, I have to agree with that. Um, it sucks that Corey is letting people down. Um, it sucks. And at the end of the day, I really, really wish that, you know, because here's the thing, I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in if Corey would have just said, "Hey, look, if I'm still being harassed or whatever, online, talk to me about it first. Contact me via phone, text, email, you know, um, or just do your best to wait until next time you see me in person." That's all she had to do, right? Instead of just outright just tell us about those people and then not tell any of us at all, you know, exactly what I just said, right? She just told us about those people, how horrible that she thinks they are, and basically just blatantly just said what is happening, and basically just never told us to just ignore it. And if we can't ignore it and we see it, then to say something to her directly, or to her campaign team or whatever, campaign team directly or whatever. But instead, no, she just blatantly just tells us about what's going on and then doesn't tell us anything after that. So it really put me in a tough situation. So I would have to actually say that, look, and I'm pretty sure you all can agree as well, that, look, it's actually 99% her fault. It's 1% actually my fault for getting to where I am now, but it's actually 99% her fault for not saying a word about what's going on. Because the more I thought about it, one of my friends, like, I'm not going to mention her name, right? But when she was telling me that with another political individual, I'm not going to say her name as well, but when she mentioned that, okay, if there's anything going on, she directly contacts her, not Corey, but another political person, and asks them, hey, look, if there's anything going on, if anybody's harassing or anything like that online or whatever, what can I do to help? What can I do to help support you, right? Well, I understand. Look, but Corey never said anything about that because there's so much controversy going on. And actually, the more I think about it, after being rejected, like I said, now I see why there was a recall movement. Now I see it. Now I see it because there's so much controversy going on, so much of it. And, I just don't understand, honestly, the reasoning behind, why she did what she did, why she had to basically just be like, hey, You know, I just really wish that she would have just told me directly, you know, instead of in telling me why she was mad, because it unfortunately has gotten as far as it has. And I really wish that she would have just told me why she's mad at me instead of just going, you know, and she was like on her phone too. So she was on her phone, she's going, so, I mean, it hurts that, you know, she's like this. And again, if Cora Schumacher would have just told me why she was mad without making that hand motion as well, then I would I would be able to trust her. But I cannot trust her right now. And the only reason why I'm saying her by name right now in this video is because I've had it with being silent about it. I've had it with these past few days just not mentioning her name. One video mentioning her name by accident, and the rest of the video just not saying her name. But now I'm like, I'm gonna say her name throughout the entire video because I'm that mad. And again, I really wish that she would have just told me what's going on. But from the beginning, years ago, it just told us right off the bat that, hey, look, if I'm ever being harassed online still, just talk to me directly, guys. Don't just it just so I can fight my own fight. Don't fight my battle for me. Let me handle it. Then I would have stayed out of it and I wouldn't be where I am today, right? So I really, really wish that Corey would just stop manipulating certain people. I wish she would just stop blatantly going around and telling people certain things without telling them what to do and what not to do, right? She's not telling people what to do and what not to do. She's actually not telling anybody to just let her fight the basically to to make it easier for you guys to maybe like understand what I'm saying is that I really wish I think all of us I think I can speak on behalf of every single one of us that was told years ago that look Corey would have just said, hey, look, do not like just let me fight my own battle, right? If she would have just said that, if she really wanted to tell us what's going on, fine, great, lay it off your chest, tell us what's going on, inform us because it's gonna be all over Google and you know Facebook and whatnot, right? It's gonna be all over the place. So tell us now before we find out on social media, right? Great, have at it. We're fine with that. But tell us to not, but by not telling us to do not fight my battle for me, guys, by just not saying a word about that, is something that she needs to learn how to do. She needs to learn how to tell people. If you're gonna go ahead and tell people, again, I'm just informing you guys, as well with what's going on in my life, and I'm just telling you guys as in general that if you are going to, and this is what Corey needs to learn. I hope Corey is watching this video and realizing how incredibly unprofessional she has been and how incredibly, you know, unprofessional she was on, I would say Sunday as well, because I guess she saw me there, and right after, before quick here, right after the group photo, she got up and left. She doesn't want to come up to me and tell me what's going on. She doesn't want to come up and tell me, oh, I can't talk to you right now, or I wish I could talk to you, but because of this, this, and this, I can't. Right? Or I'm upset because you're doing this, and this. Right? I'm upset at you because you are not letting me do this, this, and this, right? So, which, quite honestly, so Saturday being unprofessional, Sunday being a coward, I would say, because everything that Corey's about right now is someone that I don't think I could trust. I cannot be around. I don't feel safe being around her because of her unprofessionalism behavior. And quite honestly, as well, real quick here, guys, is that look, if you are going to tell somebody, like, especially if you are in a high position power like Corey Schumacher was, right? If you're a council person, or if you're a mayor, or if you're president of the United States, or president of an organization, or you're part of an organization, or whatever it is that you're highly powerful for, especially in politics, whether you're a Democrat, whether you're independent, whether you're a no party preference, right? It does not matter how popular you are. It doesn't matter what the stakes are. If you're going to tell a group of your friends about similar situation that Corey was going through, right? That you know, quite honestly, if you're going to tell them, then also tell them, hey, look, if you were, tell them to, just tell them to, contact you directly, or if not directly by phone, email, or text the next time that you're all in person again, right? Or just send them an email and just let it go, right? Or write them a letter and mail it to them, right? Because before before doing the line, right? I did not know anything about what's going on till Corey told us about it. None of us did. And then also, she never told us to let her fight her own fight with these people. Never once did she utter out of her mouth to tell her to do not defend, to not defend her. She never uttered a single word about that. And that's what doesn't make sense. So Corey being upset, I don't know why. But again, if you're gonna tell your group of friends, a group of your friends, about people bullying you online, you also need to tell them that you if you don't tell them to not defend you online, then you get all upset about it next time you see them, like years later down the line, then guess what? That's on you. That falls on you. And that's why it doesn't make any sense. And again, with Corey being a coward on Sunday and just basically blatantly, I should say, basically just blatantly being a coward after the group photo and just leaving, right? I've been in her car before with her campaigning, right? I've been in her wife's car helping her, helping Corey campaign before. So I know what cars they drive, and I know exactly the types of stickers and whatnot they have on their cars too. So when I saw that she left, I was like, she was like the first one to leave, first one to leave. At least Priya and Teresa had and Sam Ward and the others had the professionalism to say hi to me, right? I don't know if they're mad at me too. I don't know, but they're it's I'm but at least they had the decency to say hi to me with a genuine smile. Corey, on the other hand, was being very, very unprofessional. She was being very unprofessional, and she wasn't being polite. She wasn't being polite. She wasn't being professional in any way, shape, or form. At least Sam Ward, Priya, Teresa, at least they had the professionalism to say hi to me. At least they had the professionalism to say hi to me. And quite honestly, with the ones in San Diego, I'm used to being rejected by them. It's nothing new to me whatsoever. I'm used to it. They've been doing that for whatever reason since I started going to the center. And, I don't know. I'm not defending them online. I'm not doing anything like that. I don't know why. Um, Tony and, Todd and all them. I don't know what the reason is of why they ignore me. I don't. And I honestly do not care right now. But at least the ones that I'm around all the time, like Priya, Teresa, Sam Ward, Michelle Ward, those that I'm around all the time, at least they had the decency to actually be professional and say hi to me. And they were actually being genuine about it. And quite honestly, with Corey Schumacher being extremely unprofessional, I don't know what the reason is. And again, with the ones in San Diego, quite honestly, I'm used to it. It's, with them, Tony Atkins, Todd Gloria, them, even Mike Levin too. It's kind of weird, but Mike Levin as well. They're at events, and I'm there, and they ignore me. I'm actually unfortunately used to it for whatever reason, and I could care less right now because I didn't do anything to them. They didn't do anything to me, but at the same time, I'm used to them ignoring me. But as far as the Carlsbad ones go, North County Carlsbad goes, Corey's the only one that really is just somebody that it doesn't make any sense to this day. And I'm still reeling over why. Okay, and I really wish that Corey Schumacher would have been professional about the whole situation, but guess what? She wasn't. And you know what? Like it hurts that she rejected me. It hurts that I mean I'm not exactly sure what's going on with her anymore, and I don't know what else to do. I really don't. Quite honestly, I don't. And with the way that she is, it doesn't make any sense to me. And I really wish that, it, if not Saturday, Sunday, she could have just said, maybe at the end of the event, so I wouldn't feel guilty being there. Just come up to me and just said, "Hey, look, I'm." The reason why I apologize for rejecting you like that. I apologize for. Yeah, I wish she just would have just apologized to me for her behavior. And quite honestly, she does remind me of Jodi Arias in a way because she does manipulate people. She does use people, and when she's done using people and manipulating people, she cuts all ties for whatever reason, and she just, if you try to talk to her, I don't know if like I'm the only person that's dealing with this right now with Corey, but I really, I just, and she just treats you like trash, and I know I'm trying to represent my center. I only say center because, you know, I don't want to hurt my chances of continuing going there and being a part of it, part of an amazing group of people. But at the same time, I hate to say it, but right now, Corey Schumacher is not somebody I can trust right now to be around. And the rejection, on a on Saturday, and then just the complete ignorance of you know leaving without you know apologizing on Sunday. Like it's completely unprofessional of her to basically be this way. It's unprofessional of her. And again, now I see why she was she was, on the verge of being recalled. Now I see it. Now I see it because it does make sense. The more I think about it, it does make sense as to why she was going to be recalled because for unprofessionalism. Now the whole thing about restaurants with COVID, that's something that I don't agree with or agree with, and it's something that I don't know how to feel. But as far as the um um again, like, guys, it's just it's hard, and I I mean, I'm still gonna support Priya and Teresa and all them, but I wish that at least on Sunday, at least like I said, guys, that after the event was over with, that she would have just. It is about her. Um, I agree. It's not about me. It's not about anybody else. It's about her. And and I guess it took that rejection to realize that why were any of us, those of us that were friends with her, why were we? And I know I can't say names right now, but I just want to say a huge apology to those that, you know, I'm sorry. At first it was, I really wish that, like, um, you know, um, I, exactly in her entire life. Yeah, it's, you know, um, and the more I watch, like I said earlier in this video when I was talking about the comparison between Corey Schumacher and Jodi Arias, what I am talking about is exactly what I said earlier, is the comparison that is the truth between the both of them is, you know, they both use people, right? They both manipulate people and they both, you know, will throw you under the bus and they will make you believe that they are nice people. And then later on, once they have cut all ties with you, then you'll end up in the same situation that I was on Saturday. You know, I had no idea Corey was going to be there. And really all I did was, sorry, after the massive group photo, right? All I said was, "How are you doing? How's life? It's been a few years. What's new?" Right? And she's going, and I've seen her do that to other people, and I don't understand. I it makes me. I know I represent my center. I know I'm supposed to be marching them again next year, and go to other events as well of ours. But it just makes me very angry to to have trusted her. And I have to agree with the various recent posts about Corey and about me lately on that one page. I have to agree with it. And hopefully all that stuff that's going on could just end sooner than later. If that makes any sense, I can't really say certain words on here about that, but I just want all the drama to stop. And I really, really wish, like I said, that Corey would have just, like, that's fine. You wanted to tell us about these people, fine. Then just tell us to, but what she didn't do was tell us to not, you know, defend her online, if that makes any sense. And so it's actually, I mean, to where I am in life right now, I would say it's 1% of my fault because I let her lead me down that rabbit hole. But at the same time, it's 99% her fault for basically, just not telling us to not defend her. And especially with me, because she knows that I'm on social media all the time, right? She knows that, it's, if I'm not at political events, if I'm not at city council meetings, if I'm not, I don't know, if I am if I'm here at home and I got nothing better else to do, I'll come on here and make videos, right? That's just who I am, right? And political videos will never stop. That's just a part of my channel. That's just part of, you know, besides music and vlogging and, unboxing videos. I'm supposed to get I'm getting two things delivered this week directly from Uncle Bob's, one of Uncle Bob's caretakers that he founded. So, um, even though you guys already know what I'm getting, but still, I just want to continue mentioning that. Look, like the unpackaging videos, the story time videos, all that, the my music. I mean, my vlogs, Apple videos, things like that. What did I buy today? Series. That's really just my normal content. And then my political content is the normal political content of mine, which I have to continue telling you guys about, reminding you is that the normal part of my political content is, vlogging, like Saturday and Sunday this weekend, vlogging that. Um, when I'm not at city council meetings, when I am at city council meetings, vlogging that. Um, to make it easier for you guys, and so if I don't know, it's just like, in like reading about, without, how do I say this, without trying to defend them, so to speak, if that makes any sense. Um, you know, reading articles about them, that's really like my normal political content. And, and again, I did my part, you know, this weekend, as far as the whole Corey thing goes. Apology video, changing my YouTube profile picture, changing my Facebook profile picture as well, um, changing my YouTube banner. You know what I'm saying? The branding as well. It's at the bottom right corner, the entire video, like that. I all changed, deleting all those videos about Corey. Those are all gone. Me talking about it right now, those are gonna stay up here forever. Um, because it's important. Because I feel like, because here's the thing, like, it hurts that I have to I and again, this entire year has just been, very difficult for me. Uh, and I do agree with that first comment. That I've learned a very valuable lesson, but sad lesson. Um, you know, um, I just wish that this drama would just stop. I wish that the drama would just stop. I really wish it would. I wish that, like, if I had a time machine, I wish I could go back in time from years and years and years ago when she first told us all about it, and for me to just shut my mouth about it. And just to cut ties with her altogether right then and there. And I know I can't, you know, talk about, certain things, but for all of this other stuff that's happening with me, to just never happened, right? There's certain things I cannot talk about, certain things I can talk about, but I really wish that. So I don't know, guys. It's you know there is an Apple video I do want to make later. You know, like a Zoom type video. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Um, Reacting to like the Apple event from today. Um, that's the main Apple video I'm gonna make today, and talking about. So I'll definitely be making like other videos today. But it'll be Apple related. Just talking about what's new. iPhone 15s, the Apple watches and things like that. And so that's really I'm gonna be making those videos later on tonight, because right now, just more about the whole situation, what happened on Saturday and Sunday. And again, Corey Schumacher, she's it's I looked it up. Um, so let's see. So what I'm looking up right now is, and again, I definitely now see why there was a recall effort against her. Um, I do see it now. I do see it actually. Um, so I'm going to read you guys this article, and it says anybody's names that I cannot mention right now. So that whole thing of, is all over with. I will not say your name. I'm trying to be as respectful as I can be. Um, you know, um, but I will definitely just read this article that is from uh, June of 2021, so June 1st, 2021, by Priya Schreider. So Oceanside, NBC7 San Diego. So I'm going to read this article to you guys. If you guys are not familiar with it, I'm going to go ahead and read it to you guys. So it says here, Carlsbad City Council member Corey Schumacher faces recall effort, which, again, like I said, after the unprofessionalism of her uh, and just coward behavior as well, both Saturday and Sunday, I do agree. I got caught up. I got so caught up that in the moment of like, oh, she's my friend, and oh, she doesn't deserve to be recalled. But now, after what happened on Saturday and Sunday with her, I'm just like, um, now I do see it. So I'm gonna read you guys this article. So it says here, this is from 2021, but I thought I'd just bring it to you guys anyway. Carlsbad City Council member Corey Schumacher is another politician in a long list of elected officials who are facing recall efforts this year, which is 2021, but I'm going to read it to you guys as if it was 2021. So it says here, NBC7's, so under that video, it says NBC7's Priya Schreider spoke to Carlsbad City Council member Corey Schumacher about recall efforts brought against her. The recall frenzy that has targeted California Governor Gavin Newsom and San Diego City Council President Jen Campbell has now moved to North County, where a Carlsbad City Council member and a Oceanside City Council member are both facing recall efforts of their own. A recall is triggered if enough signatures are gathered by voters to trigger a special election, which could then remove an elected official from office before the term is up. Corey Schumacher, a Carlsbad City Council member from District 1, is facing a recall movement funded and organized by largely by Reform California, a nonprofit aimed at holding the government accountable. Schumacher says she has been the target of online harassment by some of her constituents and also faced backlash from some in the community over her efforts to start a dialogue about how the Carlsbad City Council should enforce public health orders after her city became ground zero for protests by restaurateurs who didn't want to follow the rules. So before I finish reading the article, I just want to mention real quick that look, I am now quickly realizing that, and I never thought in a million years that I would ever agree. So I'm just changing the chargers real quick here, charging my other phone. Um, but real quick here, like I said, I would never ever agree with Stephen Golden, but I have to agree with the fact that with one of his comments, I forget which post, um, but I have to agree with the fact that look, with him saying that, you know, do not vote for somebody because just because there's a D or an R next to their name, right? Don't vote for somebody, just because it says R or a D, right? And when he mentioned that he went from being a Democrat to a no party preference, I'm like, I read that long comment of his, and I'm just like, I agree with this wholeheartedly. I do. I I disagree with a lot of things that he says. Um, on 3 different pages on Facebook, but at the end of the day, those comments I actually agree with because I've quickly realized it took a long time, but now quickly realized that you know I am only hurting myself and my reputation by being a one party person, right? I'm still going to support, you know, a lot of Democrats. I'm still going to support them, like I said, like Teresa, Priya, and the others, but because they're not doing anything wrong. right? Priya, Teresa, you know, um, Tara Lawson, Reamer, um, they're they're doing their jobs. They're actually being professional in how they do things, and I'm actually happy that on both days, both at the kickoff campaign event for Terry Lawson Reamer and also Teresa Costa kickoff campaign, I am so happy that none of them, not Teresa, not Tara, not one of them ever asked Corey to speak. And rightfully so. Because why? Right? I mean, quite honestly, you know, I don't know. I mean, but whatever the reason is, I'm glad that there was that she was not asked to be speaker. And like I said earlier, as far as the San Diego politicians, you know, like Tony Atkins, Todd Gloria, Mike Levin when he's in town at these political events, those people, quite honestly, I am used to being ignored by them. Why they ignore me, I don't know. But I'm so used to it that it quite honestly doesn't bother me as much as it used to. It still bothers me because I represent my center in such a massive way. But yeah, it doesn't bother me since like where I'm gonna say, oh, I don't like these people, but I still like them, but support them. However, they just don't engage with me, you know, which is kind of bizarre if you think about it. Um, but again, I'm very pleased that Corey Schumacher was never asked to be speaker, and quite honestly, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it either. Again, rightfully so. Her not being asked to speak is for the right reasons, and I'm just gonna take a picture of those. I'm not gonna report these three comments. It's just for my own record. Um, um, So it says here, it was only in these last final moments of the COVID-19 pandemic when there was this partisan push to defy the public health orders that again, it was just a request to have a discussion about enforcement about face mask ordinances, public health orders, because of the protest. She said Schumacher ended up pursuing legal action against some of her constituents who says were harassing her. A judge dismissed her suit, but uh, she says she has no regrets. I have a right to protect my family, and in this case, of course, I disagree with the judge's decision, Schumacher said. Um, Carl DeMaio, head of Reform California, who is also a conservative radio talk show host, a former San Diego City Council member, says some of Schumacher's constituents came to him for help. He adds it was her decision to pursue legal action against voters that caused him to organize the recall effort. Um, that is the primary reason for the recall is her misconduct. She's also wrong on the issues, but it's the misconduct that triggered the need for a recall. DeMaio said. Schumacher says the recall effort is a political witch hunt. Um, as far as political witch hunt comments, I am not going to disagree or agree with that. I'm going to be neutral on that because, again, I do represent my center in such a massive way and will for the rest of my life. My center means so much to me, and it's still on the table that when I get my driver's license, I'll be not just, the ambassador, but also front desk volunteer. And then right now, until I get my driver's license, um, I don't know why Messages are redacted. That is so weird. I'm not doing that, by the way. Don't know why it's happening. But I only took pictures of it for my own, you know. Anyways, but like I said, like I really um, I actually again, same with Carl DeMaio. Like I'm not always gonna like him. I'm not always gonna. I'm never gonna be. I may never be friends with him. I might not ever like him, but you know, but I have to agree with that now that it was the right decision to put a recall movement on her. Anyway, so it says here it makes sense that the GOP has finally figured out that it needs to attack what it considers to be vulnerable local elected officials in order to control the pipeline, the local political pipeline for the next 2 to 6 years. She said, according to the Carlsbad City Clerk's Office, 3,562, signatures. I'll read that real quick. Again, sorry. According to the Carlsbad City Clerk's, according to the Carlsbad City Clerk's office, this is a staggering number. 3,562. Again, this is according to the Carlsbad City Clerk's office. 3,562 signatures would be needed to trigger a special election, according accounting for about 20% of registered voters in her district, District 1. The deadline to get those signatures is September 8th, and if deemed sufficient, a date will be selected for a special election. In Oceanside, a recall effort is underway targeting City Council member Corey Jensen. So I will look up Corey Jensen. I want to see, who is she? So real quick, this is what it says real quick about Corey Jensen on the San Diego Union Tribune. Corey Jensen says she lived at Oceanside when appointed to city council. Uh, Court documents say otherwise. And then this photo says here Oceanside Councilman Corey Jensen, photo by Robert Dahey. Several civil cases appear to support allegations that her primary residence was in Carlsbad in 2021. So this article was by Phil Dehill on December 6th of last year at about 5 p.m. It says it was Corey Jensen living in Oceanside when she was appointed to City Council in January 2021. The question lingers even though she lost a bid in November for a full 4-year term and will step down next week, which that was again in December of last year. Not long after her appointment, again, these are all, whenever I read articles, it's really weird. If I have to explain that it was so and so year, that I'm reading it as if it was that year. That's why. So this article is from last year, December, uh, December 6th of last year. It says here, not long after her appointment, this is about Corey Jensen of Oceanside. Not long after her appointment, some residents have pointed out the county tax record showed she listed a Carlsbad condominium as her primary address, and that a residence on North Pacific Street in Oceanside, where she said she lived, was actually a vacation rental. Because don't you have to live in that city, like, and if it also like in that district of that city for like I think up to what, like 30 years of your life plus, like if anything like 30 years at least straight of living in that city. in that district of that city to qualify to run. I mean, that's kind of all that she listed. Huh. Anyways, let's get ready. The question about Jensen's residency. We're just gonna read this article, talk about it a little bit, for the rest of this video, and then that'll be it in this video. But let's just continue reading this, and then talk about it a little bit in between, and then afterwards, if I feel like it, and then we'll call it a day. But still, there's gonna be more videos later on today, not live videos, but my Zoom type videos. If you know those videos, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Um, so I want to talk about Apple. I want to tell you guys about iOS 17 and watchOS 10, which I am super excited about. But I don't want to tell you about it in this video, if that makes any sense. So I want to wait till later on and make those videos. Okay? Anyways, let's continue reading on about Corey Jensen of Oceanside, Corey with the K. The question about Jensen's residency prompted Oceanside officials to ask the district attorney's office to investigate the matter. The DA declined to pursue charges against a subsequent effort to recall Jensen failed, but court documents filed by Jensen in a civil matter raised anew what her primary residence was when she was chosen from a pool of 36 applicants to fill a vacancy on the city council. Many of the applicants were much more well known, including some former city council members and community activists. A civil suit filed November 8th by Jensen in Superior Court seeking to evict a tenant, Andre Blaine, states that she and Blaine, a former boyfriend, moved into her Carlsbad condominium on March 1st, 2019. It says she lived with him there until at least June 19th, 2021, when their relationship began to deteriorate and she moved out. Between May 2021 and May 6th of 2022, the romantic relationship between Ms. Jensen and the defendant fell apart. The court documents says beginning as early as June 19th, 2021, Ms. Jensen spent less and less time at the premises with the defendant until she moved out and they broke up. Also living in the condominium were Jensen's son and his fiance Blaine. Eventually moved out in late November of this year, and he said by telephone Monday. Jensen's attorney, Joshua Tucker of San Diego, said Monday the time frame listed in the court document is misleading. That's poor wording on our part, Tucker said. She wasn't living there. She had a romantic relationship with the tenants. However, other unrelated documents also indicated Jensen lived in the condominium she owns on Estrella Del Mar Road in Carlsbad when she was appointed to the Oceanside Council. So that's really interesting. There's more to this article, but that's really interesting that she lived there, so to speak, at the condominium here in Carlsbad, or in Del Mar, Carlsbad, when she was appointed to vacate a seat in Oceanside City Council. That's really weird. Anyways, let's just continue reading. This next part is super interesting. A minute order filed by Jensen in a Chapter 11 bankruptcy case on May 4th, 2020, states that the debitor, Jensen, indicated in open court that the Carlsbad property is now her primary residence. At the time, Jensen was $20,484 in arrears on the Carlsbad property, but the matter was later resolved. Also, a quit claim deed filed by Jensen February 14th of 2021, so on Valentine's Day, basically, Okay, requesting transfer of the Carlsbad property to her son, Jake Peak, states that the Carlsbad address was her principal residence at the time, and she had lived there since March 1st of 2019. Asked again on Monday about her residency, Jensen said it is absolutely not true that she lived in Carlsbad at the time of her appointment on Oceanside City Council is what they're talking about. Um, let's see here. I forgot where we were at. My finger accidentally went all the way up. So I'm going to read that real quick. So it says here, a minute order filed by Jensen in a Chapter 11 bankruptcy case, May 4th, 2020, states that the debitor, Jensen, indicated in open court that the Carlsbad property is now her primary residence. At the time, Jensen was $20,484 in arrears on the Carlsbad property, but the matter was later resolved. Also, a quits claim about claim deed filed by Jensen February 14th, 2021, requesting transfer of the Carlsbad property to her son, Jake Peak, states that the Carlsbad address was her principal residence. At the time, she had lived there and she had lived there since March 1st, 2019. March 1st, 2019. Asked again on Monday about her residency, Jensen said it is absolutely not true that she lived in Carlsbad at the time of her appointment. Questions about her residency are often posted in social media and directed at her during public comments at city council meetings. You people have ruined my life, she said in a telephone interview. Jensen lived in Oceanside as a child and in a number of other places as an adult for most of the past 12 years. She split time between an apartment on Cleveland Street and a house she owns on North Pacific Street, but in the District 1 she represents, she said. She spent only 4 months in the Carlsbad condo to help care for her newborn grandson, she said. According to the registrar voters office, Jensen first registered to vote in San Diego County in 2002. In Carlsbad, she moved to Encinitas and registered to vote there in 2004, then moved back to Carlsbad in 2007, and then registered to vote there. She moved her voter registration to Oceanside in 2014, listing her address as the 1,225 square foot single family home she owns on the beach. She owns at the beach on North Pacific Street, said an employee in the registrar's office. She also listed a post office box on Seagaze Drive in Oceanside as her mailing address. The Oceanside house is a vacation rental, but as a separate garage apartment where she sometimes stays, Jensen said. A real estate agent, businesswoman, and substance abuse counselor, Jensen's appointment to the council came to many people as a surprise because she had no background in Oceanside politics or community service. Once on the council, she often sided with members Christopher Rodriguez and Peter Weiss in support of large developer projects. So, real quick here, Christopher Rodriguez and Peter Weiss, aren't they two individuals that Kevin Sabilico has been affiliated with lately? Interesting, right? Jensen sought a full 4-year term on the council in the November election. She finished, because those names sound so familiar, second place with 34%. So it says here, Jensen sought a full 4-year term on the council in the November election. She finished in second place with 34% of the vote behind Eric Joyce, with 40% in the unofficial results. That is unlikely to change when the final results are released later this week. So that is super, super interesting, I would say. So again, isn't I mean, that's pretty interesting about Jensen, Corey Jensen with a K. But yeah, that's pretty shocking. And yeah, Peter Weiss and who else is it? Christopher Rodriguez. Aren't those two individuals that Kevin Sabilico is affiliated with in some way? I don't know. That's I don't know. But anyway, so um, but yeah, that's pretty crazy. But yeah, but again, real quick here before I end this video is that you know, with Corey Schumacher, you know, that I am still very hurt. Honestly, quite honestly, I'm still very hurt um about Saturday and about you know Sunday as well. She could have been more upfront with me, or front at all, actually. And you know, uh, the way that in the manner of her being so unprofessional, just goes to show that her being the potential of her being recalled was a smart move. Hate to say it to a lot of people, but it's true. Um, but yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day and stay tuned for later's. You know, the I would call it normal videos. Um, but yeah. So if you want to know about the Apple event today and all that stuff, please stay tuned. You know, I don't know. I don't know, guys. It's pretty wild how things are going right now. It is. It's pretty wild. I will see you all in the next few videos. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day, evening. Um, as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and yeah, because I'm super excited to tell you guys about the Apple stuff, the new um, about the Apple watches, iPhones, iOS 17, WatchOS 10. Um, but I don't want to give any spoilers in any videos that are about politics. So I will tell you guys all about it when I make the videos. So yeah, I mean, anyways, see you guys later. And again, as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Please share, um, subscribe. That would help me out a lot. And also comment down your thoughts of what's going on. So Corey Schumacher situation, and don't be afraid to, you know, really comment your thoughts on it because you know I have to agree with the posts and stuff and comments. I have to agree. Uh, I'll see you guys all later. All right, and again, stay tuned for more videos today. Not lives, but I think I'm all done with lives today for today. But I'm gonna do my Zoom type videos. The best way I can describe it to you guys again. That's what my Apple video is gonna be about. Those Apple videos. go over different pause here and there at the Apple events here and there. Might be a much longer video anticipated, or it may not be. I don't know. But to let you guys my thoughts and feelings about the Apple Watch Ultra 2 and the iPhone 15s, and reach you guys all about the the when for for those of us that the latest iPhones, the latest Apple Watches, Apple Watch Ultra, when it'll be publicly available to us. Because I will give you like a little bit spoiler real quick here about that is if you want to still download it now, you can with the beta version, but it's going to cost you about 6.5 gigabytes of storage on your phone, and probably on your Apple Watch as well. So I'm gonna, if you want to download it for free, you're gonna have to wait till I tell you guys when that will be available to the rest of us. I'm not wasting 6.5 plus gigabytes on my phone and my Apple Watches, and all my phones to have it right this second. I'm willing to wait a little bit longer. So yeah. All right. See you all in the next few videos. All right. Peace.